Hi, I'm Patrick Harker,
And I'm Salman Khan.
and today we're going to be doing a step-by-step tutorial of how to build an audio booster. Here's the full schematic of the circuit that we will be building.
Here is the first part, which is the voltage divider that produces our positive and negative supply voltages that go into the op amps, and it consists of two 1 kilo ohm resistors and 2000 microfarad capacitors. The capacitors are basically there to reduce the voltage fluctuation, which is referred to as noise. So here's a picture of what your circuit should look like with the voltage divider so far.
Next, we have the first operational amplifier. This amplifies and inverts the input signal. The gain is the resistance of the potentiometer divided by our resistor, which is a 5.6 kilo ohm resistor, to have a gain of about 9 at the potentiometer's max resistance, 50 kilo ohm. In this picture, we have the LM1458 op amp placed onto the breadboard. Next, you need to wire the op amp according to the schematic. From your voltage divider, you should have the positive supply going into pin 8 and the negative supply into pin 4. You'll also need to wire the resistor, input, and potentiometer into the op amp.
In this part, we have got an inverting op amp which inverts the already inverted signal back to positive with no gain, since the feedback resistor and the input resistor are equal to each other. In this op amp, we plug in the same positive and negative voltages as we did for the first op amp with a feedback resistor and an input resistor of 1 kilo ohm. Depending upon the value of the potentiometer, the output increases or decreases. It goes down to 0 if the potentiometer's value is 0, so there is no audio output, and it gets boosted when the potentiometer is at max value.
Now, to finish up our audio booster, we plug our audio cables into our circuit. Place the audio input cable's input into the first op amp and the output cable into the output of the second op amp. You can use either the red or white wire, but be consistent since one corresponds to the left and the other corresponds to the right side. And don't forget to ground both cables into the virtual ground. As a last check, run through your circuit one last time and be sure that everything is in the right place. From here, you can plug in your own music player into the input and headphones into the output and see the results for yourself.
Here are some final notes. In this circuit, we used an LM1458 and an LM358, where we could have just used one of them. This was to make it easier to see going from one op amp to the other. Second important note about the op amps is the output voltage cannot be greater than the input voltage. You only get a max of what you put in.
Also, on a final note for improvements, this circuit can be improved by turning it into a stereo audio amplifier by doubling the op amps. Then you can take in the other audio input and output the other audio signal as well, so you can use both headphones. Now that you know how to do one on your own, you can now figure out how to do the other. And remember, stay safe and have a great spring break.